I was born in 1959, so I grew up during the 60s and the 70s and remember a group called the Beatles, uh, one of the first really famous rock and roll bands. And they had a whole bunch of albums, and my older brothers and sisters had them. And one of them was called Revolution, and it was a song called Revolution. And it all talks about if you want to start a revolution, this is what you have to do, and you want to change everything, etc. And uh, I think that today, as we gather for the Feast of the Assumption, we, in the middle of our talking about the Eucharist, we pause now to reflect on Mary and her extraordinary revolutionary work by simply saying yes to the Lord. She says yes to the Lord, and He begins the revolution of her through her Son Jesus Christ to bring about the kingdom of God. And unlike the revolution that the Beatles were singing about, which was about changing government and maybe changing nations, etc., Mary was talking about changing how the world looks at people. And today's in that Magnificat, Mary's idea of seeing that the Lord is going to cast down the mighty from their thrones, has lifted up the lowly, has shared the good things with all peoples. That's what Jesus came to help us to do, to revolutionize the world from the point of view of Jesus, would be to bring about peace, bring about justice, bring about a sense of fulfillment and enough for everybody. And that means we would open up our hearts and share. But in order to do that, Mary, who is our model, we have to make a radical yes to God. And this weekend, we're invited to reflect on Mary and to remember that and she made a radical yes to Jesus, and it changed her whole life. I always say the same thing about Mary, that everything in her life changed and nothing in her life changed. She became a disciple, she followed Jesus, but she was still a mother, she was still a wife, she was still a person who had to learn about who Jesus Christ is and have a personal relationship with Him, just like all of us have to do this also. And so, as we continue to pray this weekend and we reflect upon Mary, I hope that we might be able to say that we're going to be revolutionaries too, in the model of Mary, who we believe was assumed into heaven, a woman who decided that she would say yes to God and allow Him to change her life radically without changing her life radically at all. Changed her from the inside out. She said yes to God in her heart and mind and soul. And now, forever, we will think about this extraordinary woman, this simple woman who was chosen from all the other women in the world to bear the Son of God unto earth for all of us. That's revolutionary behavior, and we're invited to be part of that also.